Hi, Derek Armson here, and welcome to the Monday Musings, episode number 8. Can't believe we're at 8 already. I said that about 7 last week. But here we are, episode 8, and the world seems to be going crazy at the moment over COVID-19 coronavirus. Here in the UK at the moment things seem fairly normal. I was downtown at lunchtime today. It's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon here in the UK on the Monday. I had a game of racquetball, which was fine, and the town, Berkhamsted town, was fairly quiet. To actually see spaces in the car park in the town was like quite bizarre. But we do seem to be taking things quite slowly in the UK, and I've got some figures from Hertfordshire, which is the county which Berkhamsted is in. And as at yesterday, there were 21 cases in Berkhamsted out of a population of 1.2 million. So it's not exactly widespread here, but it's interesting to see the different tack that here is taking as opposed to Spain. Obviously, having a place out in Spain, I've got lots of friends out there, and they're climbing. Some of them, particularly the single people, are climbing the walls already, and they've only been in isolation for 1.5 days. And I think, you know, to put people into isolation for 15 days, and then potentially to talk about putting older people into isolation for 4 months, which is what they're talking about in the UK now, is absolutely brutal. And I think, you know, the isolation will kill people as opposed to the virus. But there's also a train of thought that I've started to see surface today that suggests that coronavirus was in fact already widespread in November last year. And if you think about it, there was a lot of nasty stuff going on sort of back end of October and November and in the lead up to Christmas last year, when certainly I was down with a really nasty flu. Jan had it a little bit over Christmas, or it felt like a flu, and a lot of people in Spain were ill, and I was over in Spain in January, and everyone was moaning about it there and how ill they'd been in the lead up to Christmas. So we might be talking about bolted horses and stable doors being wide open here, but regardless of that, let's start moving into the business arena now. There are going to be horrible consequences from this, not only health consequences, and I understand the consequences for older people. My mum is 85 years old and is quite ill at the moment, and if she gets it, it's not going to be good. But you know, the damage we're doing to ourselves economically by imposing these draconian rules on ourselves, in my opinion, is probably a step too far. I don't know. How bad is coronavirus? You know, winter flu kills a number of people every year, and whilst that's sad and regrettable, I think we're doing a lot of damage to ourselves economically by these measures that we're taking. Having said that, the knock-on effect may well be that online business booms because people are stuck indoors all the time. And certainly people are, you know, my friends in Spain, I see them posting on Facebook, and they're all doing silly things indoors. They're playing games, they're doing virtual reality, they're doing stuff online. God knows where we'd be if the internet goes down. Yeah, so there we are. That's my 2 penneth on coronavirus. What's the business been up to this week? Well, I've been working in detail on the course. It seems like quite a long time now, and I've realised that the SEO part of the course is actually quite a big chunk. And whilst I've got my outsourcer working on the main course, I've actually decided to chunk the SEO part of the course off and make it a course in its own right. And that will be ready fairly soon, so I'm going to get that out to market fairly soon. Quite excited about that because obviously SEO is my main core business, and I might as well help teach people in that arena, and particularly as there's quite a lot going on with Google at the moment. Just to give you a flavour, I did quite a big piece about 3 years ago on Rankbrain, which is the artificial intelligence learning engine that Google has, and I think I've said in these musings before, they have this office, warehouse, call it what you will, the size of about 20 or 30 football pitches, full of PhDs. These are guys with brains the size of a planet programming the algorithm. You know, you're never going to beat the Google algorithm, and now Rankbrain is actually learning at a phenomenal pace. And what the sort of thing it's learning is, it's much more involved with user intent now. What is the intent of the search? And it's actually learning to put the intent of the search into real English, real search phrases, rather than just keyword-based phrases. And the Rankbrain is also learning a lot more about what people do when they come onto your site. So the journey they take through your website. And what Google, it's more than about bounce rates now. Bounce rate used to be if someone comes to your site and goes straight off again, that's a bounce, or it used to be a bounce. But now, if someone comes onto your site, even if they navigate around a little bit and then leave without doing anything meaningful on the site, Google will still count that as a bounce. What Google is learning, or Rankbrain, Google via Rankbrain is learning, is journeys onto your site and having a meaningful outcome from that journey. So for example, I have a recruitment client. So if someone comes onto one of their pages about, let's say, growth hacking jobs, and they read that page, they engage with that page, and they watch a video about growth hacking, and then they click on the link to growth hacking jobs, they search the growth hacking jobs, they then apply for a couple of those jobs and press the send button on that, Google will count that as a customer journey where the customer's intentions from their search as to how they found the page were satisfied. So another example might be if they come to my site, they read a couple of my reviews, they like those, they click on to see the products, and then they go to my contact page and send me an email. Google will say, yes, that person came to the site, they took action, and there was a definite end to the journey through the site. And that's the sort of thing that Google is now becoming so advanced that it can actually work out people's customer journey through the site. And that's something that's becoming more and more important, real traffic, taking real actions on your site. What else have I been up to? Well, now I've finished the One Funnel Away challenge, I've actually started reading again. Yes, I really missed my reading when I was like ball deep in the One Funnel Away challenge. And we're doing some sorting out from Jan's place because she's moving down and what have you. And we found a copy of this, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. And it's years since I've read that. And I can't even remember where my copy is. I think I gave it to one of my kids. So I started reading it again, and what a fantastic book. Basically, law of attraction, what you put out you get back, and it's really reinvigorated me. And it's also sort of made me think about starting to get back into a bit of Reiki, which is something I did after Alison passed away, and it provided some good comfort for me at the time. Other things in the business this week, the course, just to finish on the course, the VA is working on module 2 of the course at the moment, giving me doing the wireframe for that. I've partitioned out the SEO course. Commissions this week, or last week rather, about $300. Looking likely to bring a new SEO client on board, and I'm also talking to a potential client about some funnel strategy work, and providing them with an actual funnel. It's really interesting because they're an e-commerce site. I did an SEO consultation for them and provided them with an SEO strategy that they should apply to their site. And I started talking with their marketing guy, and I said, after doing the One Funnel Away challenge, funnily enough, I think I've thought of a way that we can actually get you much more effective. And I talked last week about average cart values and that translating into having a higher advertising spend, and I've pitched that to these guys and they seem really interested. So I've got a meeting with them later in the week, so that's good news as well. Other than that, it's going to be crack on, try and get the SEO course done. It won't be this week because there's quite a few bits to fit together. Probably be by the end of next week. And I might give that away to people who buy the next One Funnel Away challenge through my link. Don't know yet. Haven't worked out the sale price yet, but it'll probably be Ethical Bribe will be an on-page PDF checklist. Product, basic PDF product, 47 to 67. Video instructions with checklists, probably 197. But TBC on that one. That's the Monday Musings for this week. It's Monday the 16th of March 2020. It is actually a beautiful day here in the UK with spring fast approaching. So now I've done my recording and done my Monday duty, I'm going to go have a cup of tea in the garden. I'll see you next week. Bye.